What up, DC gang? It's your boy Drill.
It's your girl,
And we back with another Nukes reaction.
Yes.
We got a supporter's request to do 5 terrifying plane crashes caught on camera.
Ooh,
I didn't even want to really think about that, man.
Right. That's like my biggest fan.
Caught on camera?
Right.
Hey, if y'all new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, cut on those post notifications. Make sure you like and comment down below.
Yes.
You ready, baby?
Let's get into it.
Let's go.
Top 5 most shocking plane crashes caught on camera. National Airlines Flight 102. National Airlines Flight 102 was a U.S. military supply plane. On April 9, 2013, the plane flew out of Bagram Airfield in Afghanistan after a short refueling stop. Unfortunately, it didn't get far. Only moments after taking off, the Boeing 747 aircraft slammed into the ground in a massive fiery explosion.
Look at this. Oh yeah. Oh. It's like I felt that just thinking of what they could have been thinking.
What on that plane? They probably was too scared to even think.
God damn. I'm glad it wasn't painful.
The crash of Flight 102 killed all 7 of the U.S. military personnel on board. The Taliban immediately claimed credit for the crash, saying that they'd shot down the 747 on takeoff. However, these claims were later proven false by both the discovery of the actual crash video and an investigation by the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board. What actually happened is that one of the large armored vehicles that the aircraft was carrying hadn't been secured properly. The heavy military vehicle had come loose from its bindings and crashed into the back of the aircraft, fatally damaging the plane's navigation equipment. Skydive.
So what do you think?
Ooh.
That person they gotta have went to jail or something. I mean, accidents.
That person probably been on the plane.
Yeah, what if that person was on the plane?
What that person wasn't on the plane? Oh man.
Accidents do happen, but
yeah,
that's something that should have been really.
You got to really make sure, man.
That's sad.
That was sad.
Plane crash. In Lodi, California, 17 skydivers boarded a Cessna 208 aircraft. They were planning an exciting parachute jump over a very popular local skydiving area. Unfortunately, instead they ended up in a near-death experience with no parachute to save them. The single-engine Cessna airplane carrying the skydivers took off and began its climb into the sky. Then at around 1,000 feet, the plane's engine suddenly stalled and lost power. The pilot was helpless as the small airplane flipped over and began a rapid nosedive toward the ground below. The pilot, who had 45 years of flight experience, had managed to pull the plane out of the nosedive and give the skydivers a safe, albeit a very rough, crash landing.
Shout out to that driver, yo.
Shout out, man.
The pilot.
The plane had struck.
You want to go skydiving too?
Yeah, man. Hey, 45 years experience. Right. Things happen, yo.
Yeah, things do happen. It wasn't his fault.
It wasn't his fault.
The skydivers a safe, albeit a very rough, crash landing. The plane had struck a passing truck as it crossed a busy road and then flipped upside down in the field of a nearby vineyard. None of the passengers in the plane received even so much as a scratch in the crash. But as seen in the video, the plane pilot did end up with a bloody nose. Unfortunately, there was something that the group of skydivers hadn't known about the company that they had chartered the parachuting flight with, a business called Skydive Lodi Parachute Center. 4 years earlier, the FAA had proposed fines of over $900,000 against the company.
I remember that video.
That's the video that was floating around.
Yeah.
Where it's like he pushed that old lady out the plane.
He was forcing her because she didn't want to go again.
Yeah. But he was prying her fingers off. Yeah. And pushed her.
And then it caused her, I guess like she wasn't properly secured. I guess because she was like moving and like what's that strap?
The harness.
Yeah. Yeah, the harness was coming off and man.
Well, she almost died, man. That's crazy. But I think she is dead now, though. God bless her soul.
Yeah.
4 years earlier, the FAA had proposed fines of over $900,000 against the company. The fines were over safety concerns with the company's airplanes.
Hell no.
My plane. Your plane is all fucked up over there, buddy.
Emirates Flight 521. On August 3rd, Emirates Flight 521, flying in from India, arrived at Dubai International Airport. Initially, everything seemed normal to both the passengers and crew. However, when the Boeing 777 touched down, the aircraft's landing gear failed, sending the large passenger plane skidding down the runway on its belly. One of the plane's engines detached as the wing struck the runway, and the plane burst into flames. Flight crew opened emergency exits and began yelling for people to evacuate the plane as quickly as possible. However, instead, astonishingly, the plane's 282 passengers began to clog the aisles, trying to retrieve their carry-on luggage from the plane's overhead.
I'm leaving. I'm not getting
the luggage.
I'm not getting the luggage, bro.
That luggage got it, man. Your life is more important than
Your
that.
life is definitely more important than that. I would have been out that plane.
I would have been pushing people left, right, get out my way, elbow, whatever.
Knock us up in the eyes. You gotta get out
How
my
would you
way.
even be thinking about your luggage during that time?
Right.
The plane on.
Passengers began to clog the aisles, trying to retrieve their carry-on luggage from the plane's overhead compartments.
Hope it don't blow up.
Trying to get off here.
All that time and the thing already blew up. Don't you think it might blow up again? But y'all all just casually moving around and trying to get luggage.
Luggage out of it. Get out of my way. I'm trying to get. I bumped that luggage. That luggage is stay there. I'm sorry.
I'm with you.
Finally, the crew were able to get all of the passengers out of the plane and to safety, just as the Boeing 777 exploded into a fiery ball of flame. In a very strange turn of events, one of the Emirates Flight 521 survivors actually won the lottery only 6 days after the plane crash.
Damn!
That's what you call good luck right there. You won the lottery 6 days after the crash?
Right? Ooh.
Boy!
Hey!
Ahmed Bashir Abdul Qadar won $1 million in the Dubai duty-free lottery.
Okay.
We got that
Southwest
spot.
Airlines Flight 345. Southwest Airlines Flight 345 was landing at New York's LaGuardia Airport when the plane's front landing gear suddenly collapsed under the plane. The aircraft's 144 passengers were thrown around the cabin as the Boeing 737 skidded violently down the runway on its nose.
Damn.
Dang.
That's the sound and impact of that scared
Yeah.
the hell out of me. Just imagine that, yo.
Right. Just imagine how the people feel.
There's smoke here.
I need to got last coming to me and I gotta get these doors. I mean, we are not at the bench.
Smoke here.
Hold on, remain still. Hold on.
They arguing?
I don't know.
They arguing a little bit.
Sparks and flames flew from beneath the plane, but luckily the aircraft did not catch fire.
That's good.
Yeah.
There were no fatalities in the crash, but 6 passengers were hospitalized and 10 were treated for minor injuries. The captain of the flight was later fired by Southwest Airlines, and the co-pilot was ordered to complete more flight training.
Come on, man. See,
How did he even hide him?
He just scaring you more for your first flight.
How
was he even?
How was he able to even drive? You know, I mean, not drive, fly a plane without the full training.
Right.
Wait, allow his resume or something? I mean,
A lot of people do. But
I thought they would have to go do something before they, you know, would trust them to fly people in the. I don't know. Somebody let me know.
Somebody let us know in the
Let us
comment
know,
what happened.
like,
What
who
you
know
think?
anything about like flying the plane, you know, about like becoming a pilot or whatever like that. Let us know, because that's kind of weird that they gave him the job to fly a plane, but he didn't complete the training process.
Then the co-pilot got, yo,
like how?
Minor injuries. The captain of the flight was later fired by Southwest Airlines, and the co-pilot was ordered to complete more flight training.
y'all know who flying you, man.
Oh, the co-pilot.
The co-pilot had to do more training too.
Oh.
Miracle on the Hudson. U.S. Airways Flight 1549 was flying out of LaGuardia Airport in New York City with a destination of Charlotte, North Carolina. As the plane ascended to around 3,000 feet, it suddenly collided with a flock of migrating Canadian geese. The birds were sucked into both of the aircraft's engines, causing the jet engines to stall and fail. The plane was suddenly completely without power and gliding under its own momentum over one of the most populated cities in the world. The plane's captain, Chelsea Sully Sullenberger, realized that the plane would not be able to make it back to the airport and knew that there was no large open area to crash land the airplane in the city of New York. Captain Sully decided that his only option to save the lives of his passengers was to try to land the plane in the freezing water of New York's Hudson River.
Not the water, man.
He had to do what he had to do.
I can't swim.
I
think either way, I'm messed up. I can't swim.
Captain Sully's decision was especially dangerous, considering that there had only ever been a few successful water landings of a plane that size. A failed water landing, like a previous one in Ethiopia, would be disastrous.
Shattered to pieces. Yeah. Wow.
Captain Sully's gamble paid off. He successfully landed the plane in the Hudson River.
Shout out to him.
As the airplane sank into the icy water, the passengers climbed out onto the plane's wing and were rescued by the New York Coast Guard and nearby ferries. Some passengers had minor injuries from the emergency landing, but only 2 required overnight hospital stays. All 155 people on board Flight 1549 survived the crash.
That's good.
That was good.
Wow. Those were terrifying
Shout out
plane
to that
crashes.
captain, though.
That captain did his thing.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "I'm saving everybody on here." Whoo! What you think about most of those crashes, though?
I don't know.
What about the one with skydive when it flipped over?
That flipped over? Oh, that you know how to, because they had a bad name and a bad record
You
behind
gotta look
them.
at the reviews, right?
Exactly. I don't think I would have trusted them after that. Like you have to look up reviews before you do stuff like that. Especially skydiving. I don't want to look up the reviews of what I'm getting myself into now.
But what about the one with the what was that one? The one with the driver for 45 years, which it wasn't his fault. How that turned out.
Right,
that was crazy too. Yeah. And the first one, how that plane was up there and you just know like you about to die.
He didn't know, like somebody didn't like secure that vehicle tight enough, so.
But you just up there knowing like you're
damn,
about to die.
Why didn't even
Oh, I can't, man. My heart goes out to those people and their families, man. Hey, if y'all like this reaction to this, man, make sure you give us a thumbs up on this video before you leave. Comment down below in the comment section and subscribe to the game for more blazing reactions like this. Make sure y'all stay safe
and be blessed.
Catch you on the next one.
Catch you on the next one.